What's up, guys? I know that I've kind of disappeared for the past 2 days, and honestly, I have a pretty solid reason as to why. It has nothing to do with the channel, nothing to do with you guys, nothing to do with me losing interest. Not at all. It's just that I decided to spend my time a little different, a little differently. Like, usually, my way of unwinding is to record something, observe something, um, and really, in case you haven't been in the channel long enough to know this, this serves to me as a replacement of my journal. I used to write. I have written 16 journals, and they're all from start to finish. Just stories about me, story about my life. And I felt like I wanted to make this video and not be invisible about it because I want to see how far I can get with it with the pressure of I'm having company. So yeah, all of you guys who have greeted me thus far, hello, and do not feel like you're ignored by me. I'm deliberately focusing so that I can transmit my message the way I mean to. So, what have I been up to? Well, I did something that I have I can't say that I have really done before to this extent, and that has to be really forming a nice, good connection and bond with someone. And it is on a very deep friendship level that it's unbelievable for me because I have had friends that have been really close for me, friends that have been declared my best friends, but something happened to where it could be something stupid, something something about an opinion that I may have expressed about something, and then that person realizes how I feel about something, so they automatically assume for me that because I have that opinion and now they are a part of it, that I'm going to treat them differently or not respect them as well. And to name that example, to actually express it, I used to have a friend back in my school days where she ended up having a child. And my opinion about that had been that under no circumstances am I having a child before I am ready. It doesn't matter what it is. So I heard from another person that that other person told me that she told that other person that she thinks that I hate her because she did that. And I'm like, why could she not talk to me about that? Because just because I said that I don't agree with you becoming a parent at such a young age, it doesn't mean that I am going to be rude to that person or that you officially are not cool in my book anymore. You're free to do whatever you want. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you're ready for, you go right for it. But when I learned that, stuff changed. Like, we never talked as much anymore. I even helped her. Like, I used to not drive back then, but I told my mom, hey, my friend needs help. She has a baby. She needs a ride. So can you help me? And we did that. And I thought everything was fine. But for some reason, from that point on, this person who I had declared my best friend just boop, was gone like that. So that was particularly frustrating because I thought that I had finally made a good connection, like a good friendship connection. Well, I was wrong. And then on my other round with the more recent best friend that I had a need back in 2013, and I will make a video about this. It's going to be pretty extensive and pretty intense for me. But I think it's a story worth telling. And it has to do with I had my mom with me, of course, or I was with my mom, however you want to call that. And we needed somewhere to go because we tried moving somewhere, it didn't work out, and our funds could only take us so far. So I remember that I had this best friend who said that she would always be there for me and do anything for me. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and try this. What if she can help us out? So I communicate with her, tell her my situation, and she says, oh, yeah, you ladies are welcome here. So, we were very grateful and we did our things. We submitted applications like crazy to get hired, and everything went well. I started working, and then about 2 weeks later, my mom started working, so we were able to get out. However, my friend was like, wait, you just left my house? And I'm like, yeah, because we got jobs. Mom and I like to live our lives. We're ready to move in somewhere of our own now. So yeah, we're gone. And she ended up telling me that she felt hurt about that because, she had taken us into her house and we were having great times. We were having fun. We were like it's like I was once again with a family because it's only been my mom and I. At the time, it had been 5 years already. So to be integrated into a household of more than two people, it was kind of like, oh, okay, whoa. Especially a household that isn't our own. So, anyways, it turns out that she felt offended by that because maybe she was hoping that we would stay there for long or something. And I'm like, well, I guess we should have expressed our intentions clearer, but the idea was that we would go there to return back to our home state and, you know, pick up from there, pick up from where we left off. When I share the story of what happened, it'll all piece together. But, anyways, and I was just shocked because I'm like, come on, nothing is wrong. It's nothing about your house, it's nothing about you or your family. Like, she has her mother and then a baby sister. And it's nothing about y'all. It's just that this is who we are. We like to be on our own, on our space. And we were ready for that. We were working for that. So, anyways, months passed. It was, let's see, February, March, April, May, June. Some 4 months passed before she ever talked to me again. And she had sent me an email telling me that she feels like she cannot ever trust me again or talk to me again because of what we did. And I'm like, okay, whatever floats your boat, mate. If that's what you want, you go ahead and go for it. But just know that that wasn't my intention. My intention wasn't to offend you. I didn't know that that's offensive. But if it is, look, I apologize. But thanks a lot for your help. And never forget that I am where I am because you pieced that bridge together for me to be where I am now. Because if I was not here, like, had she not helped me back then, I have no idea where we would have ended up. And then at the same time, I wouldn't have met the wonderful people who I have met in my life currently, thanks to my job. So, anyways, that's to give you an idea about this. So, after that, our friendship was never the same. We tried to hang out. I showed her my place, and you know, we did something else, but I can't really recall. But you could tell that it was just not the same. It's like something about us just wasn't the same anymore. And to me, that kind of made me particularly sad because I felt like she was really one of those friendships that would last a lifetime because we had been talking to each other since 4 years prior to that. I mean, a lot of talking, mostly done by email, but because we are writers, that was our optimal communication medium. But it was just another frustrating experience because I'm like, wow, I thought that this friendship was solid and legit, but it turns out I was wrong. So, anyways, just like everything in life, I just pick myself up and keep going. So with those two experiences, I did a lot of introspecting, of course, because I'm like, first, my first boyfriend, stuff didn't go well with him. Then I had my second boyfriend, and stuff didn't go well with him. Then I had my two best friends, and stuff clearly didn't go the right way with them. Is there something wrong with me? Is it me? Like, I like to be real. If I'm doing something wrong, if I am messing up, I'm not afraid of confronting it, facing it, and being told that I'm doing something wrong. But that's the problem. The problem is people weren't really telling me that I was doing something wrong. And then when they do tell me, it's something that I consider trivial to where it shouldn't even be a problem. So, how do you deal with that difference that someone thinks something is offensive, but you think that it's something that's a part of just life, you know? And then, what can I say? I was really harsh on myself for the longest time. And every time someone would say something nice about me, I wouldn't believe it. I would be like, "No, I don't deserve your kind regards because no, because I'm the person who cannot keep a friend or a boyfriend by her side because it's like now I'm the one who's just not happy. Like my relationships ended because of me. Like I was like, dude, I'm sorry, but I just ain't feeling you. So shoo, bye. You know, in that case, I guess I was the mean one. I'm like, dude, like I just don't, I ain't feeling you. So leave. And then after that, I ended up connecting with them better when I was not dating them. But it doesn't mean that we became really, 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 really like tight. It's like I can say that I am friends with my exes, but we are not close. Well, for the last, I want to say, month or so, I have really been establishing a good connection with a friend. This friend is relatively new. Like, I've only known this friend for, I want to say, 9 months now. I'm trying to do the math in my head. But, anyways, something like that. And it's crazy because I was really shy. Every time we would converse, we would have great chats, great stories to tell, great feedback. We could go on and on and on. And I'm like, oh boy, it's happening again. And I'm afraid. It's like I'm excited to be meeting someone new, which that's a video that I'm gonna make too, about meeting new people. And I'm like, I don't want to get too excited because something is gonna happen, and I'm going to be back on that spot of my former friends. And I'm like, I'm not afraid because I know that not everyone in life is meant to stay in your life, but I would like to be able to be like 40 years old and say, yeah, I have known this person since I was in high school or my younger days or something, someone to just be tight with. Because if you guys have been on my channel long enough, you know that I come from a broken family. So to have also broken friendships, it takes a toll on you mentally. I don't like to be my own worst self-critic, but you cannot really help it when that's all that you have known in your life. So anyways, so during these past 2 days particularly with this friend, we just discovered a new depth to our bond that we just could not figure out. So we're officially each other's best friends. And that makes me so happy because with this person, this time around, I cannot say that I felt this confident about truly being myself like my past experiences. In my past experiences, I felt like I overused that. It's like, oh yeah, we're so close and we love each other and girl this, girl that. But this time around, with this person, what I say, I can sense that it's genuinely received and to some extent appreciated and also understood. That's another video that I have pending. Feeling misunderstood. And I am just so happy that I can say with confidence and certainty that I have found someone who I know is going to really be there through the good and bad. And if we have a misunderstanding, we're going to work through it. And to me, that is incredibly valuable because I was already starting to convince myself that, okay, people say great things about me, maybe because I have a certain face, like, say, my channel voice, and then my worker attitude, my attitude as a daughter, my attitude as a girlfriend. So I thought maybe I'm not being consistent somewhere and I'm actually just an evil bastard and I don't know it. But it turns out that no, I'm just fine. It's just that everyone must get caught up in their own feelings, their own schedules and circumstances, and maybe this gets to them. But with this particular person, I have not felt like that at all. It's like everything that I say has been well received. And if anything, I've been able to build up from that because there's stuff that I never thought I would be comfortable with sharing. And this person completely was positive about what I was saying, like completely positive. And I'm like, wow, I is this real? Are you real? Or am I just dreaming you up? But no, it's like this person is very real and they're here with me. And I am so happy for that. And I just look forward to what life has to offer because, like I said, it makes me happy. And I cannot say that I felt this way with my previous connections. It's like you ever meet someone and you have a feeling in your chest that they're either good or bad, and then later on you discover why your gut just felt that way. Well, I have no doubt that my gut is right about this person really being that one friend whom I've been looking for. So, you guys are probably going to hear more about this person, or maybe I'll even get to feature them. But it's just really exciting for me because it's been 2.5 days that we've been like really really getting close and connecting, and that's why I had to step away from the channel for a bit because we would spend hours just talking. And because I was still having problems sleeping, it was very easy to run into like 3 4 a.m. and we were just talking and talking and talking, and one of my lights just gave up, but whatever. So yeah, it's been great. I just wanted to share with you guys that after all, um, I'm happy. It was time that I'm sure was very, very well invested. I feel kind of like terrible that I stepped away from the channel because this is what I do. This is what I love. This is part of my day. It's not a job necessarily, but it's something that I have to do to just feel complete. But I'm just so glad that I invested this time with this one person because I learned so much about me that I had no idea that I had yet to learn about. And I have a new level of confidence about what I do, what I say, and how I think. Because for the longest time, I had my doubts about my own thoughts. But then each time I made a piece of art or a video, I got positive reinforcement, and that goes a long way. And you guys are also a part of that. You're always leaving me your comments, and for those of you who have emailed me, you leave me with stuff that just blows my mind. So it's stuff that I really, really, really want to be grateful for. So I feel like this would have not been possible had I not had those struggles with my past connections. See what I mean? It's kind of what they call a blessing in disguise because I don't think I would have connected with this person, and I don't think that I would be making this channel. I feel like maybe I would have stuck to writing because those group of people were writers. But no, I decided to do something different, take a different path, and I couldn't be happier. So, yeah, you guys, in conclusion, really, this is just to give you an update on what happened while I was away. It's only 2 days, no big deal, but it's uncharacteristic of me to miss days like this. So I just wanted to throw it out there and let you know what happened, and just know that I'm super, super, super happy and excited, and that I only look forward to sharing with you guys more of my thoughts. That's what I do here. You guys love it. And I'm glad that you like it because I'm very passionate about talking. All right. So it's strange. I never thought that I would say such a thing, but it's genuinely how I feel. So I thought that I would share my story. So if you have a friend out there who you just feel really tight with, make sure that you hit them up, like greet them if it's been a while. If they're close to you, visit them, because this person is not that close to me, unfortunately, but spiritually, it feels like we're there for each other all the time. So much that I even challenge myself extra at the gym and at work. I just feel like I have more energy and confidence, and my shyness, where I retreat back to my shell and don't immediately make eye contact with people, that's almost completely gone. There's that degree of shyness that will always follow me no matter what. But I did not feel like any of my tasks for the day were daunting, especially getting up. And really, it's positive reinforcement, just a lot of support, but genuine, the kind that's transmitted like from the heart, and you just feel it. And then I too expressing things. I am regularly not someone who gives compliments or says positive things, but I do think positively. It's weird. So the fact that I was able to express that to someone, like, hey, I'm proud of you because you accomplished something, like you did well on your project or something, or if you didn't do well, at least you went for it still and you learned, um, stuff like that. I'm actually voicing support. I've never done that. And I absolutely do not do well about giving compliments. And it's probably because I get showered with them a lot, but not to sound self absorbed, but that's my reality. I mean, scan my comment section, it's there. So, yeah, you guys, thanks so much for hearing me out on this, because it's, like I said, it's weird. It's a completely new experience for me. It shouldn't have to feel this way, that you literally have no friends, but then suddenly you have one friend and then you really connect closely with them, and then you just feel that this is it. This is all that you need. Because with this one friend, I feel like I can conquer the world. And I'm just really happy and inspired by that. And even when I have my moments when I'm mentally struggling for some reason, I'm like, no, I gotta remember that someone out there thinks that I'm great. They admire me, they check up on me, and they really empower me so much. So I'm like, nah, there's no room for those self doubt demons. No, no. So I hope that you guys saw where I'm coming from. I know this is a massive rambling, and like I said, I really felt like I should not do this invisibly, like have the pressure of what I'm saying is how I feel, and I'm not going to be like, oh no, oh man, no, delete stream because that's not what I want to say, or edit something. No, it's like I said this and this is how it stays. It's stamped forever. Because usually when I stream invisibly, I could be 15 minutes into it and I delete it because I'm saying, oh, this is terrible. This is no, no, no way. And it probably could have been the best video ever, because my perception is not going to be the same as yours. And for me, it's just, I tend to forget that. So anyways, I'm going to catch up with you guys on your comments, but I'm gonna have to go because I have a early start tomorrow, but I don't want to just bail on you, especially if you've taken the time to say something. I appreciate what you do. At least I can speak to myself, and I certainly do. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. All good things take time. Definitely. I have learned so much about the power of patience, and that's an actually pretty old that's an old video that I did actually. What patience taught me, I think it's what I entitled it. Anyways, I've had stuff like that happen. She mistakenly thought you were judging her. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, no, just because I have that opinion doesn't mean that that's how I'll base my perception of you, you know? Because, I mean, maybe you wanted this baby. She didn't. But, you know, you have them, and great for you. Congratulations. You're a mother now. That is a great thing to be, at least in my opinion. So, anyways, I'm here and made it finally. I have been so out of the loop. Don't worry. I know that I've definitely been out of the loop with you, but you know how I am. I have my moments where I just disappear, but I'll come back to you. And you know that when I come back to you, I make it great. That's her problems, not yours. Exactly. I learned that. I used to be so hard on myself about, am I the bad person? Am I terrible? And I'm like, no, people are just different. And if that's how they want to be, if they don't value our friendship enough to where they just pick up and leave, then all right, you played your part in my life while you were here, and clearly I played my part in your life while you were there to where you consider that you don't need me anymore. So, okay, I'm not offended. Sorry, I'm not offended. Sorry, who were they staying with? Um, Sorry, I'm not sure I know how to answer that question. I was saying that I was staying with my best friend's or former best friend's family when I needed somewhere to go with my mom. I hope that clears stuff up for you. Glad you stood up for yourself. She should have totally understood you and your mom were stable and could move on. She totally have a misunderstood mine. Yeah, it's like, although I cannot say that I'm really independent if I have someone, my mom and I, as a team, we are independent. So we have always known that we want to be there with each other and for each other. So no matter what, we were going to make it out of there. And we did so quickly because we don't play around. We don't play games. We're like, we just need somewhere to just crash at and stay to have a, safe shelter. And we'll pick ourselves up, but I guess I would have to review this email conversation to see what else my friend said at the time, because I feel like there was more to it than that. But I do remember her saying that she felt hurt that we just picked up and left, and I'm like, I'm sorry, girl, but we are married, you know. I don't even know, but I was like, we have our lives. We like to be on our own. May God bless you always. Thank you so much, Ruby. So the person that they were staying with was just a friend, and the friend took offense at the fact that they moved on. Strange. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, you deserve kind words. Thank you. You shrug and move on. What else can you do? Yes, that's exactly what I've done. It's just that I'm someone who doesn't like to play games when it comes to my perception of things and people. I like to put passion, emotion, thought to what I do. Like, I don't like for stuff to just be meaningless. I cannot be a zombie. So when these disappointments of mine took place, it kind of hurt, but it's not something that I could not get over. It's kind of hard to put into words because I've never really tried to do that, but it's like, okay, I was emotionally attached to you to some extent. Now that attachment is broken. How do you move on from that? And I said, well, embrace the good stuff and then start over, continue. Gotta get to bed. Thanks, Emery. Talk to you soon. See ya. Is that Miller from MGS in the background? Yes. And there's even a hella bigger Miller right across from me. So, which someone keeps telling me and insisting that that is a drawing of me. But I know he's trolling. But but yeah. But yeah, it is Master Mailer. Don't think the chat is seen on her side. Yes, it is. At the beginning of the stream, I said that I was going to keep talking, to remain focused, and then get back to your comments. Because I felt like what I was saying was so specific to the moment that if I looked at your comments and replied immediately, it might have broken my concentration. So sorry, I normally don't do that, but it's like that's why I stream invisibly, because I want to acknowledge all of you guys so bad because I owe you so much, but then it tends to make me get sidetracked, and then I realize, oh, I didn't actually get to the root of what I wanted to say. So yeah, it's just me, and it also helps to kind of have the pressure of I'm being watched, and I have that distraction of the comments coming in, but I'm like, no, I have a focus. So that's why now I'm taking the time to go back and be like, oh, what did you guys say? I'm sorry. Don't feel ignored. Oh, I see. She isn't ignoring this. She acknowledged that earlier in the stream. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thanks so much, AB, for saying that for me in the comments. Good for you. Everybody deserves to be happy. Thanks, AB. No problem. Shalom. I find you attractive. Thanks so much. I am so happy for you, Zamri. And by the way, you are that person whom I personally got that gut feeling about in a very positive way, and you have proven me right. You again deserve the best. Thanks so much. By the way, I did read your latest email, but I had to stop in the middle of it because I had to drive back home. I'm like, oh, whoa, it's getting late, and I'm not supposed to drive when it's really dark because I don't see as well. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll go home and then deal with everything. So yeah, I'll get back to you. Like all of you guys who I owe interacting with, I will get back to you. I promise. I never forget. And the fact that I have not gotten back to you haunts me. So that's how you can count that I will not forget about you. Zamri's mind is what earned my subscription. Thanks so much. I don't take that for granted at all. Philip says, same. He agrees. And then, wow, I would love to pronounce that, but I don't want to kill that. And then Joshua, says, LOL. All right, guys, that concludes my rambling. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was a particularly challenging video. I can tell that if I listen to the playback, I will catch the parts where my voice was kind of cracking, because it's tough for me to discuss certain personal matters of mine. Like, I can talk about generic things, like, my experiences with, I don't know, someone on the street, or my own family. But to express really my feeling behind it, that's another level. It's something that I'm starting to explore. And like I said, with this new person that I started really, really connecting with, it's taken a whole another meaning, because I learned to embrace myself. Just because in the past I have had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 experiences where I was frustrated because of how I voiced myself, doesn't mean that universally there is something wrong with me and that I'll fail everywhere I go. Clearly, it's not the case, because here you guys are acknowledging me and appreciating me for what I do and say. So you guys are the exception. You guys are the folks who I was looking for and needed back in the day, but I didn't find you. Instead, I found erroneous people, but those folks still taught me invaluable lessons, or very valuable lessons, I should say. And here I am, and I also have a story to tell. So yeah. Glad you popped up and my suggested. I would love to take this time to just personally wish you a wonderful year and life in general. Really hope you get a chance to read this. Thanks for being you. Of course, I read you, Miss The Vindictus 5. Thanks so much for taking the time to write that. And just note that in the comments, I may not be able to personally reply to all of you, but I really try to interact with the community. But sometimes there's so many of you, and I only have so much time and so much brain capacity that, but just know that at least I've seen you. And streams are a great way to totally be noticed by me because if I had like say 100 people sending me messages, I feel like I cannot end it until I have at least read them all. Even if I cannot physically read them, at least I'll scan through them. And I just don't like to have people feel like they're being neglected. Like that makes me feel incredibly horrible. So yeah, totally appreciate what you say. All right, thanks again, Philip. You're really, really, really a person I enjoy reading what you say to me because it's usually positive. And I have no doubt that if you felt that I was doing something wrong, that you would call me out on it, and I would appreciate it because I love to get roasted when I deserve it. All right, guys. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and sorry that I couldn't necessarily schedule this stream like I'm used to, but like I said, I just had to just sit here and just run the show, but from a different perspective. All right, I'll be back tomorrow for sure, so stay tuned. Bye.